Hello, Fardras. We just like to say. Okay. Okay. Oh no. They have little emotes of him too? We like it. Thank you. Hi, how are you? My name's Beta, and today we'll be going over the story of the MSI Dragon Furry arc. Yes, you heard that right. MSI, the computer hardware company we all know and love. Or at least one of their social media accounts on Twitter that goes by MSI USA has gone through its own little furry arc in the last year or so. But long story short, a furry artist and MSI USA on Twitter started interacting with one another, a couple of fan art pieces were made, and eventually that sort of jump-started furries interacting with the account and vice versa, to the point where it snowballed to where it is today, because it's still happening, but there's some interesting things about it. And overall, this story is just crazy to me, because we've seen how in the past, social media accounts that are associated with a brand or have some sort of animal mascot interacting with furries have become just a massive shit show. A prime example being Tony the Tiger on Twitter. I mean, we've all seen the Internet Historian video, and hopefully a lot of us saw the Tony the Tiger VTuber debut live stream with his milk-cooled PC. And if you saw chat going on during that, oh my lord, all the furries in there. Oh man. So seeing how history has gone with social media interactions between furries and brand accounts for the past few years now, it's shocking to see how respectful and nice both sides are with regards to MSI USA interacting with furries and vice versa. But either way, today I'll be going over the history, or I guess unofficial history, of the MSI USA Twitter furry arc, which I guess is different from the potential title of this being the MSI Dragon furry arc. But you know, if it weren't for Lucky the Dragon being a thing, I feel like all these interactions between furries and MSI USA wouldn't have happened to begin with. Now before we start this, I just want to say that I'm not sponsored by MSI or anyone mentioned in this video. However, I wouldn't be opposed to being sponsored in the future. I do take payment in the form of that Evangelion MSI collaboration project. I do want one of those PCs really bad. It looks really cool. If you could hook me up, I wouldn't mind. So to start things off, we're gonna have to go all the way back to the end of 2021, where there was an initial interaction between the MSI USA Twitter account and a furry that goes by the name of Snuffles. We love Snuffles. They're an artist, they're a musician, they're a fluffy dragon. What's there not to love about them? I'm gonna be honest, if I would have ever pictured like the perfect scenario for a furry to interact with MSI, or at least Lucky the Dragon, I would have wanted it to be Snuffles. Because think about it, Lucky the Dragon is a dragon that's sometimes portrayed as fluffy and adorable and cutesy, and then you have Snuffles, who is quite literally a fluffy dragon. Like, how does this not work out any better? But this whole thing starts with the MSI USA Twitter account tweeting at Nvidia with a little doodle that they put together of Lucky. Which, let me just say, quality art. Are you guys open for commissions? And Snuffles enters the conversation by just leaving a reply saying, "I like it." Which, you know, pretty cute reply from artist to artist. It's not that deep. Like, it's 3 words. We don't really need to dissect that. But then the MSI Twitter account replies saying, "You know what? I liked your NFC tagged badge." Yeah, that's right, I'm saying it. It was pretty creative. Now, I'm not really sure about the context of this reply. I'm assuming Snuffles might have tweeted something out about an NFC tagged convention badge, because this whole interaction happens conveniently after Midwest Fur Fest happened that year. So it makes sense. Maybe the MSI Twitter account saw Snuffles post about it and then wanted to compliment him on it. Because after this reply, Snuffles pulls a no you and sends them a cute little doodle of their MSI dragon drawn in his style. Which, like, come on, that looks so goddamn adorable. I've always loved Snuffles' art style. I'm just saying, he looks so cute. Look at him. But as far as I know, this is one of the earliest instances of a furry fan art piece of Lucky the Dragon. And again, I'm glad that it was done by Snuffles. Of all people and all artists out there, I'm glad it was done by him. And clearly, they think so too, because they replied saying, "I'm putting this on our fridge." And they also quote retweeted saying, "You love to see the fan arts." Which, let me just say, that one quote retweet is so foreshadowing of what is to come a year or so from now. Now, even though this initial interaction isn't really like the main start of the furry arc, I think it's still important, because if we're being completely honest, Snuffles has a pretty big following, and so his initial interaction with MSI USA, with it just being chill and nice, I feel like it sets a good standard for interactions going forward. I mean, even just looking at the replies, people seem very welcoming and chill with the idea of like Lucky Dragon furry fan art. They're not being weird or creepy or anything like that, they're just being nice and supportive. And the MSI USA Twitter account retweeted the art. So clearly the first impression was good, even if this might not have been the first impression because we don't really know if any interactions were happening before this. For like the first big genuine thing, I don't know why I'm making this gesture with my hands, by the way, but it just makes sense to me. But for the first big interaction, I'd say that this is a good start. And shockingly, it ended up being that way because more interactions followed throughout the year. The next big interaction to happen after this was in late June of 2022, with MSI tweeting something about Anime's face rig and transforming into Lucky the Dragon. That's not really the important part. What's important is that Snuffles replies saying, "Where's the fluffy MSI dragon?" Which, you know what, I feel you with that one. Fluffy dragon superiority. I'm just saying. MSI replies saying, "While Animes gets scaly lucky, VR chat gets fluffy lucky. Ooh woo." Just kidding, probably. Interesting phrasing, I must say. They really are being a bit suspicious about this whole thing, about their knowledge towards furries. The mentioning of VR chat, like half the people that play VR chat are furries, if not more so. It just makes sense. Furries are like the big frequenters of VR chat, I'll tell you that. The mentioning of VR chat with regards to furries, the mentioning of fluffy dragons, saying ooh woo, they're hinting at a lot of things here, and it makes me think they know a bit more about furries than we were led on to believe. And this is especially the case if you scroll down to the replies. Now this is the action of a good dragon. Indeed, there will be no bad dragons as far as I'm concerned. I mean, just... It's right there. But after this reply, Snuffles followed it up with another no you and a doodle of Lucky the Dragon, with the simple caption of Fluffy MSI Dragon. Which, look at him, he's so goddamn cute yet again. I also kind of like looking at this as like an improvement of an artist's style, because remember, like a few months before, we saw Snuffles' little doodle of the MSI Dragon, and now you see it again like a few months later. It's pretty neat. You could use it as like a before and after comparison. I also love how most of the replies to this are people saying they love the Snuffles MSI friendship arc, so I guess interactions with MSI and Snuffles were a very frequent thing even then. Regardless, I just think this is cute. The little fan arts being made for Lucky, like, that's just adorable. Just a little fluffy dragon, what's there not to love about it? And clearly MSI likes it too, because they quote retweeted with a meme. "We love specific sorts of fan art. Thank you Snuffles for this cute piece. Here's a chart for y'all." And they created a Lucky the Dragon version of the Drake meme, where they're approving of fluffy MSI Dragon fan art and disproving of Google image searching Lucky the Dragon and going past page 2, which just, oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen a brand account like that even acknowledge that that sort of art exists. You know, it's inevitable, right? Like, if it exists, there's of it. And this applies, unfortunately, to Lucky the Dragon. I don't encourage it, but at the same time, we all know how the nature of the internet is, and clearly the MSI USA Twitter account does as well. I also really love the image description here. Lucky showing what's the Pog fan art and why you should never search Lucky the Dragon fan art with safe search off. Worst mistake of my life. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not wrong. So I feel like that's the best way for them to acknowledge that that sort of thing exists, while also encouraging, like, the good fan art that Snuffles is doing. Not the Twitch plays Pokemon dev. Don't you dare hit enter. Oh, I love it. I love these small interactions. This is what I'm here for. See, I love how we're not even in the furry arc yet. Like, we're building up to it. We're almost there. But the fact that we have interactions like this, and the MSI USA Twitter account just making very small references to furry-related things, is just so funny to me. Whoever's running this account, you're doing a fantastic job, I'm just saying. But even after this point, it'll all come to a head later on this year in December 2022. And this is the big moment that we sort of realize that the MSI USA Twitter account has partaken in the furry arc. Or at least they're being supportive of furries even outside of Twitter, where the MSI USA Twitter account posted a picture of their Spotify Wrapped playlist. If you don't know what that is, it's like the top artists and songs you listen to throughout the year. And the top 5 artists they listened to throughout the year of 2022 were all dragon themed, which makes sense. It checks out. I'm glad that Dragon Force is in like the top 2. I don't know if I agree with the song they chose. I mean, Cry for Eternity, in my opinion, is just so much better, but that's an argument for another day. But the top #1 artist that they listened to for the year was Snuffles. Snuffles the Fluffy Dragon, which, yes, they are also a musician, if you didn't know. Honestly deserved, in my opinion. Oh my lord. Now, I don't know how much this picture is edited either, because I don't know if dragon noise is a genre at all, but this one tweet shows that not only was the MSI USA Twitter account chill and cool with furries, but they were also supportive of creators within the furry sphere, even outside of Twitter. Like, this was just proof in and of itself. They didn't have to make this tweet, but still, they support Snuffles on Spotify, separate from the whole Twitter social media thing. Snuffles replies, amazing, heart. MSI follows up, hi, we are fans of your music. So that's why I feel like this was the point where the furry arc really began, where they just full sent it and posted about a furry creator. And the furry community on Twitter was ecstatic over this, and they were very welcoming of the account and Lucky the Dragon and whoever was behind it. And so many fan art pieces and memes were made in the following month. Oh my god. So let's just go over all of them. There's a lot here, and they're great. Since MSI likes fluffy dragons a lot, why not draw them as one? Well, I did it. And look at that, that's really cute. Fardraz did a good job on this. And then MSI replies saying, hello Fardraz, we'd just like to say. Hold on, I gotta listen to this. This is a banger. Okay. Oh no. The Lucky the Dragon paw beans. They have little emotes of them too? Oh my god. They have the impact font and everything. Oh my god. We like it. Thank you. Hey at MSI USA, why are you using that famous Twitter programmer outfit? Which, you know what, I'm a pretty big fan of that outfit too. It does look rather nice. Someone replies, still waiting for MSI to change their icon to one of these simply because it must happen. MSI replies, I am on the edge, ready to hit apply on the new profile picture change from the art piece. Which, to be honest, I don't know if they did it. I'd like to know. If anyone has any info on that, please let me know. Later in the week, Snuffles did their third No You and tweeted another doodle saying, needed to get back at you at MSI USA. And look at him, he's so cute. I swear, Snuffles, the more you art, the cuter it gets. Look, he's so fluffy. He's got a little heart next to him, like as if it couldn't get better. MSI USA quote retweets saying, we are very delighted to see this recent influx of amazing fan art. It's pretty fluff and good. And then there's a really funny reply here where Ivy Comb just says furry. And just like, yeah, there you go. And then MSI replies saying, my honest reaction to that information. Honey, it's 5:24, time for your furry accusation call out. And then just, okay. See, they're just rolling with it at this point. See, it's not even just furries that are memeing, but the MSI USA Twitter account is also contributing too. And they're retweeting a lot of these art pieces, so there's that. They're showing support to the people making the art. This next one comes from DJSEB. Yeah, that's just a lot of characters. Digiseb, yeah, we'll go with that. Saying, meme. To be honest, this is more like a fusion than a contrast of sides. Lol. I have two sides. Technical support guide or durable femboy gamer. MSI quote retweets saying, shout out to all the tech support / femboy gamers out there. And you know what's funny about this? That little art piece, even if it was a meme, made me feel like I needed programming socks. I also love one of their replies. You all right there, Brand? with like the silence Brand meme. And I love just the image without the caption there, just them getting ready. And then MSI replies, I'm ready for the silence Brand, just make it quick. See, even they're self-aware about it, but they're just memeing about it. The whole furry arc that went on late last year was amazing. It was the best time I've ever had scrolling through Twitter. Even researching this video was so much fun. Like, I can't even tell you. This is another tweet from MSI later in that year saying, first the yellow check mark, now we're square? What could possibly happen next? A furry replies, your profile picture will magically change into a really cute red anthro dragon, and your tweets will consist of more ooh-woos and oh-ohs and :3 Furries, and all other furry slang. MSI replies, this is how a bunch of y'all want the arc to go down. My metamorphosis begins. The form I was promised is powerful, but my transition shall be agonizing. Ah, it hurts, the pain, I can barely take it. Ah, that was more like a moan than anything. Sounds of pain and agony. Horrific dragon noises. Cute femboy dragon. Well, there you go. That's just the furry transformation, to be honest. That's how a lot of it ends up being for us. And also, shout out to them for tagging the artist properly. We love to see that. Supporting artists that make art for them. Like, so far, the MSI USA Twitter account, it's like W after W here. They're doing all the right things. They get fan art, they support it, they retweet it, and they also tag the artist if they use it again. There can only be one red dragon. And that's pretty neat, a Pokemon battle between Luxor and MSI Lucky. Who would have thought that's how Lucky would look in a Pokemon game? Huh. So, at MSI USA's Lucky the Dragon showing some graphic card appreciation. I mean, I would too if that's like a 3080, which I'm just saying, if anyone can hook me up, I'd appreciate it. I gotta render this video after all. The next one is actually a 3D model that someone created for the MSI USA Twitter account of Lucky the Dragon. And the post reads as follows. MSI has a fluffy dragon OC. Why not make it 3D? Thank you to whoever runs the MSI USA account for being open to the world of fluffy dragons. Original art. And I guess they originally DM'd the account before they made it, asking what if I made a 3D retexture of this dragon? And it was based on Fardraw's art piece that they had done. MSI replied saying, you know, aside from everything, I would be genuinely curious to see what that looks like. And they did it! And boy, does it look amazing. God damn. Also, are you in a VR chat world that's an anime high school rooftop? I swear, I've seen this exact rooftop in so many animes. You know, it's pretty fitting. God damn, though. The amount of effort people are putting into a mascot dragon, really fascinating, but also really wholesome in some way. The next art piece comes from Carpor. So I heard you wanted more attention from furries, so here's some cute Lucky art. This is what you wanted, right? MSI replies, Lucky is so cozy here. So cute, with happy crying emojis. Yeah, I'm happy crying all the time, don't you worry. I feel that. The next one comes from Trash Camel, saying, the face of IT. Someone replies, MSI, this you? MSI replies, what? Even if it was, the socks would be red and yellow. Hypothetically. Trash Camel follows up, bet. Nice legs, by the way. And just redraws it to Lucky. Oh my god. I mean, he works in tech and looks good in thigh highs, I'm just saying. The colors match, too. That's another thing. So yeah, furries really like Lucky the Dragon. I mean, I think they especially like the fact that the MSI USA Twitter account, or whoever is behind it, is very welcoming and chill with furries, but I feel like the whole Lucky the Dragon park is a good close second. Overall, this is just really, really interesting to see. That whole month and everything going forward for the next few months would be filled with so much Lucky the Dragon fan art and memes to go along with it. So that was the MSI USA furry arc, and by proxy, Lucky the Dragon's furry arc because of the attention that they were getting on Twitter. But yeah, everything ended pretty well. There was some really cute fan art and furry memes made from it. The MSI USA Twitter account and whoever was behind it was very chill towards furries, and furries were in turn very chill towards the account. So everyone wins in the end. Hey, we love to see that. And I wouldn't also say it's the end of the furry arc either. They haven't ditched the furry community or anything like that. If anything, they're still reactive and interactive towards furries that reply to them, but they haven't up and left or anything like that. Like, if anything, the MSI USA account is trying to build more of like a community. It feels like the pinnacle of the furry arc was a trend in and of itself, but it definitely hasn't changed with how they feel about furries. It's not like, well, we got the success and likes and retweets from it, now we're just gonna go away. It doesn't feel like that. Example being, earlier this year in March, they posted, well, this, which I believe is a Nardo dragon. I can't remember what it is, but it's a VR chat furry model at the very least, with the caption, excuse me, Team Razor, mind explaining this VR chat avatar? Ignore the pointing claw, please. So if anything, earlier this year, they've been getting into VR chat, which, especially, you know, with the furry models there, like, I mean, come on. Wait, does that mean Razor isn't on this too? Oh my lord. Hopefully it's not the hip trendy thing to be a furry now. I mean, if it is, then I don't know what to feel about it. And they're still memeing about it too, like they made whatever this is, where someone replied, oh, what the hell, and then like did the pointy thing with emojis and arrows. Basically made a clickbait YouTube thumbnail, and I love it. Will MSI ratio? It's neat. I think at the end of the day, it's just really neat. Like, even the whole VR chat thing has evolved to the point where they do, like, VR chat meetups with their character, like Lucky the Dragon, where you can just meet up, get together, and ask questions. Like, I think they do one, like, once a month. This was one of the last ones they did, and it's kind of funny because I don't see one non-furry avatar in this picture. Like, all of them are furries here. Like, if that doesn't show anything about the receptive audience, I don't know what will. But as for the furry arc nowadays, it really just kind of looks like they're interacting online the same way they did before, and they're doing more stuff in VR chat. I wouldn't be surprised if one day they post a picture of their 3D model with programming socks. Like, it's gonna happen. If it hasn't happened already, it's gonna happen. But honestly, I'm just glad that this interaction or encounter between furries and the MSI USA Twitter account ended pretty good. And honestly, I don't think it would have gotten to this point if it weren't for Snuffles just being chill and interacting like a genuine person. So yeah, shout out to Snuffles for making this whole thing happen. Realistically, it wouldn't have happened without him. And I think that should be the standard we set going forward with interacting with brands or normies or mainstream accounts that don't really have any relevance to furry. First impressions are important. We've talked about that many times. So yeah, that's pretty much the lesson here. But on that note, thank you all for watching. I do apologize for this video being as long as it is. However, there was a lot of material that I wanted to cover for this. And honestly, I really enjoy making these research breakdown videos. So if you enjoyed it as well, be sure to let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to go and check out Snuffles. You already know the drill with him. Fluffy dragon, super talented, but also they were a super big help with putting this video together. Every question that I had about the research that I was doing about MSI USA, the interactions and whatnot, he was more than happy to answer and super helpful with his responses. So just go and show him some love. So go and drop him a follow if you haven't already. All his links will be in the description below. But that's about good to do it for me. Have a wonderful night, and as always, stay life jacket. Take care.